Hello everybody, it's Julia. I'm back. It's taken me about 3 goes to do this video and I'm still feeling quite uncomfortable about it. It's weird, isn't it? I haven't recorded a video for about 2 months and I now feel like I've never recorded a video before. So it's only going to be a short video. I just wanted to say hello to everybody and say I've missed you all. I hope to get back to watching some people's videos again, and I hope that you'll watch mine, obviously. As many of you will know, I've moved house. I moved house on the 7th of July, and the room that I'm sat in now is my new little tarot room, my new little reading and tarot room, and everything is sort of in its place just about, but I haven't decorated yet, so I've only managed to decorate the hall and the bathroom so far. I moved, it must be coming up for 6 weeks ago now, and it's just been really traumatic for me, to be honest. The move came about really suddenly. Even though I'd been waiting to move house for a long time, the actual move itself came about very suddenly. I wasn't given a lot of time to move. Oh dear, this camera. I've got it propped up on something at the moment. There we go. I keep thinking it's going to fall down. Yeah, so the move happened really quickly. Even though I knew I was going to be moving at some point, I didn't expect it to come so suddenly. And when I did move, I was given a week really, and so I had to pack the last of my stuff up and move into here really quite quickly. And the place was in a terrible state. They had left the old carpets here, and I mean they were in an awful state, and they were old and they had foam backs and they'd stuck to the floor, so they all had to be scraped up. Yeah, I've got a lovely little kitchen, I've got a lovely little bathroom that are quite new, but the rest of the place, needs a lot of decorating, and it all needed new floors, and just everything about the move was traumatic, to be honest, even my moving day. And, I paid a really good firm. They were going to do, dismantle my furniture, do all sorts of things for me. And on the day of the move, I got the cat into his cat basket at like 8 o'clock in the morning, before they were due to come round. And my poor cat was in his basket until I think it was 7 o'clock at night. So nearly 11 hours, my poor cat was in his basket. And that's because the removal men's van got a puncture. Would you believe, of all the most awful things really to happen on moving day, they had a puncture. And so I think that was like 3 hours that I was sat here in an empty house with no furniture and nothing to sit on, with my poor cat in his basket. And it was just horrific. It was just horrible. It was really horrible. And you know what it's like when you've got chronic health problems, your routines, and being able to sleep and rest and carry on with your routines, those sort of things are really important. And I haven't been in any of my routines for about the last 6 weeks, so that's really quite taken its toll on me. And I've felt quite poorly at times. I've emotionally felt quite poorly at times. It's felt like a bit of a roller coaster. There's been some really good times, but also some big struggles as well. But in the last week, I've managed to sort this room out, other than decorating it, and get my tarot table out and all my decks out. And I'm starting to feel a little bit better now, because I can get up in the morning and I can have my normal routines. You know, before I moved house, I would get up in the morning and do a few stretches and my qigong exercises. I'd pull a few tarot cards. You know, I had these routines, and I'm getting back to that now. So I know that life will improve quite a lot. So yeah, other than my Tarot of the Abyss, which I kept with me at all times in my bag, I have not really looked at a lot of my decks. I have continued to buy some decks, would you believe, in amongst all the expense and trauma of moving house. I've still managed to buy a few decks, second-hand decks actually, and I'm going to do a little video to show the decks that I've bought. I also realise that I've missed maybe 3 of the Tarot Top Trumps videos by now. I think Mersha's up to the Devil, so I think I'll jump back in with the Devil. I don't think I've really got the time or the energy to go back and do, what was there? We had Death, the Hanged Man, and Temperance. So yeah, I think I'll jump back in with the Devil card. So yeah, I plan to do that. I plan to show you the decks that I've acquired over the last 6 weeks. And I think just before I moved, so I stopped recording, I'd promised I was going to show all my cat decks. So I think I shall probably do that as well. So there's a few videos that I've got in mind to come up over the next week or two. So yeah, that was really all I wanted to do today, was just to say hello and say I've missed everybody, and I'm looking forward to catching up with people and watching your videos. And I thought I would, as I've got my phone on a little tripod, I thought I'd show you a bit of my tarot room, how I've got my decks arranged, and then maybe show you my garden, because I've not had any time for my garden so far, other than I've gone out and weeded a bit because the weeds were like waist high. It's not a very big garden, it's quite a small garden really, but I've also got some space out the front as well, and I've got some beautiful trees and things around me. I live very close to a railway, to a steam train railway, like a railway that people go on, that they take their kids and things on, you know, sort of more of a novelty little steam train, but that sort of runs along the side of my bungalow. So that's quite nice. Where I live is beautiful. I mean, I'm so pleased that I've moved here. I live in a little row of bungalows. There's about 4 of us in this little row. I'm the end one, and behind me I've got a couple of houses. And other than that, really, there's not that much around me. There's a few bungalows, and like I said, these 2 houses and the railway line. So it's really nice. I hope that next year I can have a little summer house in my garden and go and sit there and record some videos sometimes. But as you'll see when I video it for you, you'll see I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a very broken patio that's got to be redone. And my garden is really quite overgrown, so I just haven't had the energy to even get started on that just yet. So I've been focusing on the indoors, and I've still got this room to decorate, my bedroom to decorate, and the kitchen to decorate. So I've still got a lot to do. The other thing that's been quite difficult for me, I mean, it's very positive in a lot of ways, but for me, being a Virgo and being very introverted, you know, I'm an INFJ, I'm a very quiet, sort of thoughtful sort of person. And where I used to live, I lived in a very quiet little village, and no one would come and knock on my door really there. Everyone kept to themselves. you know, I could get up in the morning, and if no one was visiting me, I knew that no one would bother me. And I quite like that in a lot of ways. I like the peace and quiet and solitude of that. And actually, where I've moved to, it's much more of a little community. People here are very sociable, very friendly, and you know, this sounds terrible, but there are days where I sort of have to look out of my kitchen window because I know that if there's people out there and I set foot outside my door, it'll be like an hour of my day gone by, of chatting to people, and I just haven't had the time, which I'm sure I will do in future, but I haven't been used to being in such a community minded, sociable place, for a lot of years. So I have struggled a little bit with that, but I've made a lovely new friend. She lives in the house behind me, and we're quite a similar age. She's a Virgo also. She likes tarot cards. And she's been a godsend to me in a lot of ways because I've had some quite difficult days, and she's come over and helped me build bits of furniture. She's helped me move things and shift things. Yeah, so I'm so pleased to have met Jo. I'm really, really chuffed that I've made a friend here already. So, yeah, anyway, I'm just noticed that's 11 minutes of me waffling away when I just really wanted to say hello to people. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to show you some bits of my room, which I hope you can see, because I don't even have a bulb in my overhead light at the moment. I've got my lamp, but I don't even have a bulb in my overhead light. So I hope that you'll be able to see. And then I'm going to pause you again, and I'll take you and show you a bit of my garden. So here's my lovely dresser, which if I stand back a bit, you should be able to see a bit better. I've got all my lovely china in there, and my little altar set up really beautifully. I'm really, really happy with that. I've got all my bits and pieces there, all my herbs and oils and things in my tins, and yeah, I've got a bookcase here with my goddess Isis above. Some of my decks are here. Where I've moved to, I've downsized a little bit. Even though I was in a one-bedroom bungalow before, I'm now in a very slightly smaller one-bedroom bungalow, and I really struggled, to be honest, to get a lot of my furniture didn't fit, and I've had to sell some things and I've had to buy new things. So it's been a struggle actually in a lot of ways, but I'm really, really pleased with how it's gone now. Just trying to show you. So I've bought these bookcases that go either side of my window, and as you can see, I've got these boxes in with my decks. I need to set up another box for this one here, and I've got all my books in there. I've got some pictures up already. I've got my tarot table here, and you'll be able to see in the window I've got a cat flap. I wasn't allowed to put a cat flap in the front door here, and my back door just wasn't really suitable for it, so I've had a cat flap made to go in the window, and my cat absolutely loves it, and this was kind of really the only place it could go. Got my lovely plants up there as well. I hope you can see those. But it's a little bit annoying for my tarot table because, as you can see, when he comes in, he jumps straight onto my table, and I think in the winter all I'm going to be doing is cleaning muck off my table and fur off my table, isn't it? But I'll have to perhaps put a blanket or something over it at night time. It just means I can't put a nice tablecloth on it and just leave it, you know, which is kind of frustrating, but hey ho. it's just how it is. So yeah, on this side as well, I've got 3 boxes full of my decks there. I've got all my books. I've got some pictures up. My lovely Munch. Yeah, I've still got a pile of books on the floor here, because I'm still waiting for my last bookcase. And then I've got also a little trolley here, which is also completely full of oracle decks and crystals and all sorts of bits and pieces. So yeah, but isn't that a lovely view? I'm so chuffed with that, I really am. And I'm so pleased that I can sit in front of my window and record my videos. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that'll be lovely. I just need to sort the lighting out in the room, really, don't I? So yeah, that's my little tarot room. Got some beautiful, beautiful plants in my bedroom, which I'm really, really pleased about. My bedroom's starting to look really nice. And then outside, and it is extremely grotty weather today, it is extremely dull. It looks like it's going to rain and it's very, very windy, which you can probably hear. But this is my garden. As you can see, the patio is in a shocking state. I'm going to have that all completely relaid. As you can see, my garden is not huge, but it's plenty big enough for me, to be honest. I'm going to have the patio redone. I'm going to have a little summer house at the bottom of the garden, and then where all of this grass is, I'm going to let that die over the winter, and then I'm going to have that dug over for some big beds where I'm going to grow a lot of flowers and shrubs and bits and pieces. I do actually have this bit at the side of my bungalow as well, this bit here, which I've got a man coming in a couple of weeks to put a gate in there for me so that I can get in and out of my garden more easily, because at the moment I have to walk through other people's gardens with all my garden waste. I'm sort of trapped in my garden, if you like, because I'm the end bungalow, so I'm going to have a gate put in there, which will make a big difference to my quality of life and my ability to garden and have a patio and such like. There's George. There's George. Yes, George. So yeah, as you can see, I've got loads of huge, lovely trees around me. Massive trees here. But as you can see, I've got an awful lot of work to do with my garden. I think it will be lovely in the end, but yeah, I have got an awful lot to do. I'll just pause you again and I'll show you a bit out the front. So this is out the front of my bungalow, and you can hear the wind. I've got a lovely, quite young oak tree here right next to my bungalow. I've got a beautiful silver birch. I think this one here is a cherry tree, maybe. But yeah, so I've also sort of got this bit around the front and around the side of my bungalow. So this is, we were looking at it a minute ago where I said I was going to have the gate put, so it's going to be in there. And this is also going to be a little area that I can plant up and do some bits and pieces with. Look at this, look. I think the chap who lived here before me, he built this. It's covering all the water pipes up. But yeah, so yeah, that's my little bungalow. So whoops. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed having a look, and it's nice to say hello and to be thinking about videos to come back with. So I'll look forward to saying hello to you all soon, and I hope everybody's well. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you all soon.